Sure. Mayor Bottoms, you want to kick us off? How does it feel to be here today and see this progress?
It feels fantastic. This has been one of the hardest lifts of my first term in office, and with the partnership and leadership of Cleta Winslow and other members of City Council. I mean, sometimes it didn't seem like we would ever get to this point, but we have such solid partners with CIM and the Tony Wrestler and the Hawks. It is all that we hoped that it would be. So it was so important that we have the community benefits as a part of this project. I've said repeatedly, as Atlanta moves forward, we have to make sure we're not leaving communities behind. And that's what you see embedded in this project. So more than just a transformation of this massive hole in the ground, this is a transformation, a much needed transformation for our city, and our communities are at the forefront of everything that this project represents.
Next.
And Mayor, this was a tough sell you mentioned, but this is now 50 acres that's moving forward completely, isn't it?
It is, and my understanding, this will be the largest development in the Southeast in the last 30 years. So I can't stress enough what this means for our communities. Obviously, there's this physical transformation, but even with the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, we'll have an opportunity to touch communities throughout the city to make sure that people aren't priced out of their homes. But then this is going to be a massive job center for our communities as well. There are construction jobs, hospitality jobs. People will come in and work in offices, and this is the transformation that we've needed and wanted in downtown Atlanta for decades.
SP.
Yes, the name of this project is Centennial Yards, which harks back to this being the center of downtown and the railroad district. Can you talk about any plans that y'all have to integrate a multimodal station or actual hard transits to come in here to complement MARTA and the other infrastructure that's here? Will y'all allow transportation infrastructure, rail infrastructure to be part of this project?
So we heard Tony talk about the connectivity that's already being created with this project, but all discussions are on the table. There are steps to any redevelopment. This is a big monumental step, and just because it's not happening today doesn't mean that it won't be something for consideration at a later time. But right now, as Tony stated, we now have a 7-minute walk, Tony, to MARTA. That's huge in and of itself. And just the location of this in the heart of downtown is pretty significant. So I am sure that as we redevelop and create these new city blocks, there'll be other things that will become a part of the discussions at some point, but we're always thinking about connectivity and how we can make it easier for people to get around our city.
Any other questions?
Yeah,
Yes, if you're starting to put in the infrastructure, that infrastructure would either allow for future rail development or not. Can you tell me whether that's happening?
So I don't want to go over my pay grade. What my friends at CIM are trying to develop is 12 million square feet and trying to figure out the right mix between retail, between residential, between office, between entertainment, between hospitality. That's the primary focus in my discussions with CIM. Whatever connectivity to other transportation modes, I defer to Shannon and Devin and let them discuss. But again, what I've spent most of my time on is trying to understand what CIM wants to develop relative to the 12 million square feet.
And we're still on a rail line, Maria. You know that. You see the rail line still runs through here. And we are just a few steps away from MARTA stations, and it creates walkability that we've not had.
Thank you, everybody.